So, welcome viewers. My guest today is the sweetest man in astrology, somebody whom I have admired since last 5 years. I wrote an article about top 10 astrologers, and I think he was number 4 or 5 on my list. And if I would make a list of sweetest astrologer, he would be number one. In an industry filled with egomaniacs like me, he is a sweet guru kind of structure. Somebody for me who is an embodiment of Shukra and Guru, and somebody who has taught me a lot. Very humble, very sweet. And I would like to tell one thing to my viewers. I was approaching some senior astrologers, requesting them to come to my channel, and of course, there was a waiting time. I reached out to this man and I said, "Sir, when would you be free?" And he said, "Why not today?" And I just panicked. Okay, how can I interview this man so easily without any preparations? And even today, on a very small notice, he has agreed to come. So, my guest today, one of my favorite people in the industry, Dharmesh Mehta ji. Welcome, sir. Such an honor to have you.
Namaste. Namaste, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Dharmesh bhai, today we will talk about Shukra, according to me, the most underrated and most tricky planet. But before that, we would like to know more about you. How did you enter astrology?
In 1989, when I was 14 or 15 year, I was inclined towards the astrology. I was started reading the books. I started learning astrology in this Bharti Vidya Bhavan. I completed that course in 91, and thereafter I met so many great people in the Bombay, like C.S. Patel sir. Then I become a disciple of him, my Guru M.B. Mehta, and slowly I started too much deep into this. 95 I done the first PhD in astrology. Then I done 3 more PhD in astrology.
Wow.
So it was a history in 1995 that I was not graduate because my degree was not yet completed. So they hold my PhD degree for 6 months, and thereafter
This has to go to the Guinness book. This has to go to the Guinness book.
Yeah. So this was a journey, and thereafter I not looked back. Basically, what the topic today is a Venus. I started learning in my ascendant Lord as a Venus. So maybe that was my
you have
of
a heavy.
life.
I could tell that you have a heavy Venus and probably a heavy Guru as well. But definitely, you
And
come
that is
across as a
why
very
Venus, which is having that attraction itself. I always say it has a Ashmi. It has an inbuilt attraction, and that has an attraction. I also somewhere in 98, 99, I left also 1 year astrology. I fully devoted to the Vastu, but as a destiny, I know I have to come back. And many of my clients say, no, you come back, you advise, and again I started. So it is almost
once an astrologer, always an astrologer, sir.
Yeah, that I always say, once an astrologer. So maybe it is a past life soul that has made me to meet such a great people like Baby Raman sir, then C.S. Patel sir, which is today people quote. I learn under them, so I don't feel that I have done something great, but their politeness is that they teach me such a light way, and I accept everything. See, even though I understand or I don't understand, I accept everything. So that was something thing that I accepted, I digest, I applied, and then is that is why I say PQ is my main. Many people say, "What is the secret of your so much success?" So I keep say PQ. That is practice make person perfect. So I complete do the practice. Many of my colleagues who was doing the Saturday to Saturday, they come back and just refer the books. I do whole week. I meet my gurus. I ask so many questions, and so that the situation I am today for this. I read so much things. Today also I read every time books. My colleagues, my friend, I can't say that he's my Shishya, Sunil John, who's running the Saptarishi. Then in 2015, he say that see, your and my guru, because our both guru is C.S. Patel, sir. He say our guru has died giving nothing to the world. He has done 80 years of struggle. So why don't you give everything to the public? I say, no, I don't want to come in the public life because I'm running my institute and I'm teaching student, more than 6,000, 7,000 student I have taught that time. So he said, no, no, no. If you die, all your collection will die. So better you
Yes,
come to
yes,
the public. And then I started giving the lectures in his channel. And then I started my own channel, DM
yes,
Astrology.
yes. And
That is
we are so happy
just
that
for
you
the
did that.
whatever the research. So it is not being commercialized, but I always behind the truth, always behind the things which is hidden inside. And many of people say that why are you spreading such a secrets? I don't that feel that is a secret. If it is a secret, then I also could not reach. If
Yes,
that was a secret, then I could also not reach. And suppose people die with that things, then what happens? That secret, who will come after so many years and search that?
yes,
That is why whatever I learn, I give everything. See, it is better not to store, but is to give. Because whatever you store will one day it will decay.
yes,
संगरने से सड़ता है और वापरने से बढ़ता है मतलब कि
yes.
जितना है you should give up, and that is my main thing. And
Beautiful.
I think we should not give much time to me. We should give much time to the subject topic what we should speak. Hmm?
Sure, sir.
Okay, so
So
you
tell us about
ask the
Shukra, sir.
question.
What is it that most of the people, the moment we say Shukra, they think of Hollywood, Bollywood, starlets, and everything, and they think that it is
Yeah,
about love and luxury and everything. And I always say that it is the most underrated planet. राहु का
yes,
उस्ताद है
yes.
और शनि का यार
हाँ,
है, उसको इतना
yeah.
हल्के में नहीं ले सकते.
बिल्कुल सर. See,
He is a
it's,
खुराफाती planet.
people don't they just forget that it is a Daitya Guru.
Yes.
It has been cursed by so many dev. But this is the peculiarity of the Venus is that it always gives you an offer. No planet give the offer. Only the Venus who always offer you. And then if you start using it, it will lead to the success or it will lead to the hell. As like see the habits, a small habit, it always offer you have a drink, have this, all the things, and people start slowly, slowly, and then they become the addiction. It is not a bad. See, Venus. Many people think it is a very positive, and many people say it is very negative. Venus is always a neutral. Always, all the gurus, whether it is a Jupiter or whether it is a Venus, it is always being neutral. Neutral in the sense it only offers what you want to take. It is all totally your belief. Now the Jupiter, we always think because it's the bright part, people always been good. That is why they like a Jupiter because it is always attraction toward the money. But what you do with the money? You buy a pleasure, you buy a luxury comfort. That is a Venus. So
Yes.
ultimately, you from Jupiter you went to the
Go to
Venus
Venus. Right.
for marriage. You do marriage for Jupiter just to establish the family, just to procure the child. But what you enjoy from the marriage, that is a wife or wedding, that is a pleasure. Ultimately, from Jupiter, you went to the Venus only.
Yes.
And as you say in my one of video, I say easterly, westerly. The Venus is a purely a westerly planet. We always follow the fashion, all the things from the west.
Yes.
That is a Venus because Venus is much powerful in the west.
Yes.
Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and Rahu, they are in the one group. And they always faithful with each other. Whereas in the easterly group, like India is a easterly or China is a easterly horizon countries where the sun, Jupiter, Mars, and Moon. These
Ketu.
all are the planets which are always being given more weightage. Whereas
Yeah.
in Western people, you see on the Fridays they start the enjoyment.
Yes.
Friday evening when they leave the office, they start the enjoyment.
I was in
And
corporate job. I
Saturday,
can vouch
Sunday
for
they
that.
continue.
Yeah.
So they enjoy. Today also you see the whenever you are in the bad mood, you see the movie, you listen the song. What it is? It's a Venus. Why Venus is being always being cursed? It always gives you an offer. It is always give you an opportunity that everything the world is make beautiful. Just see and enjoy. What we do, we always go deep into it and we get addicted. This is a trap. See, even though all the malefic planet spread the trap, we always enter into that trap and then the human life
Yeah.
spoil. Why? What is the importance of Venus in our life is not a sex. What the people believe that Venus is only sex. It is all the juices, all the glands. All our glands is controlled by the Venus. When Venus is good in your chart, then you will be having all the moods, everything is good. See, always I say moon ended to the Venus, because the moon we believe is a milk. When you want more pleasure from milk, you make it into the curd.
Yes.
Again, curd is a
Third is
Venus.
Venus. Yes.
From curd, when you enter to the ghee, butter, what we English
Yes.
people say
Yes.
butter, ghee, again Venus.
Yes.
So all the extra benefit from the milk is purely a moon. But whatever the extra benefit, extra pleasure you arrive, cheese, everything, cheese, butter, everything is the Venus.
Yes.
And all these are supplied from the West, because they have a lot of milk and they make the converted into the Venus. And that is all the Western people. Paris, what is the famous in the Paris? Fashion, again a Venus. All the European state,
Yes.
and they really enjoy the Venus.
Oh yes.
They are not like us that on spiritual path. See, in the spiritual path also, you have to enjoy that spiritual path. Many people enter in the spirituality with the Jupiter and the Saturn, but they don't sustain in the spirituality. Why? Because of the Venus. Because you need advice of a Venus. You want everywhere a comfort. Whenever we go anywhere outside or within the home, we always want a comfort. That comfort is also given by the Venus. We all believe that Venus, the gems, we compare Venus with the
Yes.
diamond.
Yes.
What diamond is? Diamond is also nothing but the carbon.
Yes, sir.
And that carbon is being polished to the extent where it reflects the light. The same thing the Venus is also having. You will always see the Venus with the season. Always Venus, when season change, Venus activate. Everybody's chart, and especially the cold. Whenever we have a cold, you see in the November after the Diwali,
Yes.
you'll find the Venus in the western horizon.
Mhm.
Nearby to the moon, you will always find and search the Venus. Very bright star you will find in the west. And that is the 4 month you'll always see the Venus. If you want to see the naked eye Venus, it is the best where you see in the November, December, January, February,
Yes.
maximum to the
Yes.
max.
Yes.
And that February end, when the Venus is about to disappear, people celebrate the love. That is a 14th February, people celebrate.
Valentine.
It's like a day for expressing on loves. So that is the beauty of the Venus. And whenever the Venus is weak in the chart, when we have talked about the good about the Venus, when Venus is a weak in the chart, that is a time people having everything but cannot enjoy. The life is like a drive. They don't feel anything to do. They have good luxuries, comfort, cars, everything, but they don't like to go out. They don't like to fashion. Many times you will see that many people have many things in their life, but could not enjoy. That enjoyment, that pleasure, that things are all because of the Venus.
Venus. Yes.
And nature. See, it is very close. I always say Rahu is the nature, but Venus is the creator of all the nature. It is a creator of all the nature. That is why we attract. When we are tired, what we think. Even
Rest,
doctor also
comfort.
prescribe. Go and go to the hill station, go to the outstation and enjoy. So that is a kind of a pleasure, luxury, comfort, pleasure. All are the different name of a Venus. What we always have. Venus is good with the everyone. It is only not good with the Jupiter, because both are having the mentor. Both have a total different dimension of a mentor. Why the Venus has made the exaltation in the Pisces?
First.
Many people have a thought that even though it is not
They
good
are
with
enemies.
this,
Yeah.
and where his close friend is a Mercury, in that sign it is debilitated, whereas in the Pisces sign, it is always being called as
Exalted. Yeah.
exalted. Why exalted? Because the Pisces sign, we all say the Pisces sign is a sign of a feet,
Yes.
our feet,
Yes.
right? Our feet portion.
Ji.
And Venus is, we consider as like a Lakshmi,
Ji.
as a goddess. And always Lakshmi is always, you will find Lakshmi sitting in the feet of the Vishnu.
Okay.
And that is why when the female wife, when they give the service to the men, that is a Lakshmi. In reverse also it is said that if you give, because Jupiter, if you give the importance to your wife, then only the Lakshmi in the house will be sustained.
Absolutely,
It is a,
absolutely, sir. Very well said. I would like all the viewers, especially the males, to remember this. You want Lakshmi in your house, you keep the Graha Lakshmi happy and respect all the women within the house and outside the house. Please continue, sir.
yeah, to power the Venus, this is the best that you please your own wife. At
Yes.
least recognize whatever the things she is doing for
Yeah.
you. You have taken a bath, you just throw your towel.
Mhm.
Next day, it will again found in your own cupboard. How? This is a service. You just think about the small thing in the contribution. So Venus is very good with the every planet. Only with the Jupiter, it is not considered good because there people start a comparison. Why it is
Sir,
not considered good in the chart? Then you will be always have, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this should not be there. It is said that everything is made by the God and everything is always a positive. It is only the approach, only the mindset which makes you the things negative. Many people also ask that by eating a non-veg, does it spoil our Saturn, our Rahu, our Venus? See, while you are eating just to feed your stomach and not for the attraction of things. That is why in the initial only I said that Venus is always offering you something. If you come into the trap of a Venus, then always it will spoil your life. Venus in our life, in our like, it is having a power to create a new life. That also we should not see in the male when we say about the sperm. It is a
Shukran,
Venus. So it has
Shukrano,
a
they call it
power of
Shukran.
creating something. And who creates? It's a Jupiter. In the female, it is a Jupiter, which is when both combine, then the nature gives you a baby.
Sir, I have a
So Venus,
question. I have a question. Sorry
yes,
to
sir.
interrupt you. What are your views on Venus Ketu?
Yes, sir.
What are your views on Venus Ketu? Venus Ketu कैसा लगता है आपको? What kind of combination it is?
See, that is a Venus Ketu means you always have a control over all your pleasure. Ketu always say that Ketu is nothing but non-realization of a sense because Ketu doesn't have any sense. So what happens that when Venus with the Ketu is there, you are enjoying the pleasure, but you are not feeling going deep into that feeling. So Venus Ketu in partly you can say is a spiritual, whereas Jupiter Ketu, what happened? You are born with the religious belief, so you follow that religious belief. But by living in the society, living in the material world, and to release that things, not come into the attraction of a religious materialist thing, is a set Venus and Ketu. Venus Ketu always being balance the person which is not going into the extremity of the pleasure. Whereas
Correct.
Venus Rahu is always
So go to the
instigating
extreme. Yes.
towards, it is always considered negative.
Yes.
But there also you have a chance that you can give back to the nature. When you are more in the Venus Rahu, you'll see all the actors, actresses,
Yes. Yes.
artists. You'll always find a Venus Rahu
Venus
because
Rahul,
they
lots of
take
them. Yeah.
something from the nature and they give back to the nature. So such a good planet is a Venus.
Mhm.
The only where the planet Venus is get weak when it is combust. I've seen the combust Venus planet when they don't feel, they don't see, they don't have a sense what is a pleasure. Even though pleasure having with themselves, they will not able to see. Venus Ketu is a good planet, that Venus Ketu where you have a pleasure and you have a control over the pleasure. Whereas Venus with the sun, when it is a combust, it's a 11 degree where the Venus get combust with the sun. And normally you will find this situation always nearby to the Diwali.
Mhm.
Near the Deepavali, the Venus sun is always in the Libra sign.
जी.
Venus is also in the Libra sign, and Venus get combust. In many sign it combust, but especially where this Venus is a lot of its own sign, sun is doublated, and sun makes the more weaker to the Venus.
Right.
So when Venus is combust, that is the only bad situation where people will not get the good benefit of the Venus,
Okay.
and people start searching other way
Mhm.
of getting the pleasure. So that is only I have seen the bad thing in the Venus.
Okay.
And when Venus is retrograde, that
Mhm.
is the hyperness of a Venus,
Yes.
where they will not find a satisfaction in the anything. So they want more, more. They purchase one car, they see others are comfort with the other car, they will sell and go to the next car and to the next, to the next. Same with the marriage life, same with the pleasure, same with the all material thing. They never being satisfied. They always feel that others are enjoying and
Right.
I am not enjoying because it's a hyperness.
Yes.
So Venus have different shades in the retrogression. In the
Yes. Yes.
only thing is it's only for 3 hours it's combust. It is stationary. Many
Mm.
times we have to calculate exactly when it is retrograde to motion or motion to retrograde. Only 3 hours it is stationary. And I have seen many of muhurta where like marriage or like purchasing of a car or everything. Even though you perform a good muhurat, but if Venus is stationary, that is a time where you will be not able to enjoy. So that stationary we only apply to the Jupiter, Saturn, all Mars, major planet. But Venus only have a 3 hours of a stationary period where it doesn't move.
Mhm.
When Venus doesn't move in your feelings, in your glands, it has not been creating any attraction towards the things. So that the stationary is very good for the people who are into the spirituality. But you have to calculate and
Right.
find whether the person having the stationary.
Hmm. Sir, what are your views on second house Venus? I have heard very mixed opinions. Some people say it's very good, some say it's very bad. So, over to you, sir. Let's hear it from the master.
Venus in second house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, the what happened that this is a house of duty. The second house is always, I say, that is a part of your duty. Duty towards your family, duty towards your speech. What you are speaking is also your part of a duty. Many people speak something and then say, I don't intend it, I don't mean it. No, it is your duty. Once you speak anything, then it becomes your duty. So, second house, when you treat as a duty, and when Venus plays in that second house, irrespective of any sign, whether it is own sign, exalted, debilitated, enemy, any sign, any five type of a sign. But when Venus in this sign, they do enjoy all duties. See, normally the Venus is made for the pleasure. So whatever situation you will keep, you will try to make the enjoyment out of it. So in the second house, where people have a Saturn, people have a bad planet, they feel this is not my duty. Why I am earning? This is not my duty. Why I am taking care of a family? Whereas the Venus always enjoy.
Okay.
Even Jupiter also being a karak of second house, so he plays in the second house. They are too much pressurized with the duty.
Mhm.
Whereas only the Venus planet and Moon, I feel seen the Venus and Moon, they are the two planets in the second house. They do with their good heart, good
Mhm.
feelings about the money, either the earning of a money, either the responsibility with the money, duty related to the family. And whatever they speak is also so comfort. They are good orator, Moon and Venus when in the second house. So Venus in second house is not being negative. Yes, you have an inclination towards money, it's nothing wrong. But you will always like to perform your part of a duty also towards the family. So it is both the things at the time of earning and at the time of spending or taking care of a family, you will be enjoying, you are not complaining. So that better Venus in the second house always give the result.
Sir, toughest Venus in my view is the sixth house Venus. What are your views on that? Sixth house.
Yes, yes, sir.
Chhata khana, sixth house. Sixth house
Ah,
Venus.
sixth house Venus. See, as I mentioned, you Venus is always comfortable in every houses. While Venus in the sixth house, so even though enemies are making you suffering or your job is giving, you are always keeping yourself calm. You are always try to adjust with the situation. Even the disease, I've seen the Venus because Venus is also called as a Sanjeevani. It is only not good in the 12th house, but it is sixth house and eighth house because eighth house is a life and sixth house for the disease. So your inbuilt Sanjeevani, inbuilt immunity is such that you can face the disease. When Venus in sixth house, it is said that your because pancreas is particularly affected by the
Yes,
Venus.
yes.
Pancreas which create the sugar, and we know the sugar karak is a Venus only.
Venus, yes.
So this sarkara, sugar, insulin, whatever you say, it's a Venus. When Venus in the sixth house, you have a exact quantity of a sugar is produced by your insulin, and your food is digesting smoothly. So even in the disease, but you will be having a lifestyle disease.
Yes.
See, many people, like the Punjabis, always
I'm a
the
Punjabi,
Punjabis
sir.
are face. Acha, okay. Always you see the Punjabis are facing the food related things
Oh,
because they
yes,
are very
absolutely.
foodie
I'm a
people.
diabetic. I'm a diabetic.
Yeah. So that is the sixth house Venus. You are very foodie, and because of the more giving of the insulin in the body, so it becomes the sugar or sugar disease also. So only thing is that the being sixth house is a joining of your large intestine to your liver and pancreas. That joining is a sixth house. So there, why it is creating the sixth house as a disease? Because if your food, when digest, if it is not producing any vitamins, iron, minerals, everything, that create the deficiency and that create the disease. So when Venus in the sixth house, you will not face the disease, but you will face the lifestyle disease, means
Right,
overeating or
right.
rich food. If you have a more ghee, more paneer, more cheese, then
You have been
obviously
around a
that
lot of
is.
Punjabis, I believe.
So this is the sixth house Venus.
Okay.
In job, in
Mhm.
litigation also, even the litigation is there, they try to find a amicable solution out of
Yes,
it. So
yes.
they will not go hardcore like
Mm.
no, I'll see to it and I'll
Yeah,
face
Mars and
all
sixth
the
house. And,
litigation.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Venus,
they
Venus
take
diplomat.
this thing as a, yeah, if it's wrong, if I am wrong, the God will take care of it.
Yeah.
So such a balanced nature you'll
Balance.
find in the Venus. Only in seventh house, it is not considered good for the male because they don't know the potentiality of their wife.
Right.
And that is why they are facing the problem and
Mm.
they are into the other relation also. Many times it is found that Venus is being seventh house, people are always inclined to the
External
other
relations.
relationship
Yes.
or illicit relationship. It's
Acha,
being a
Dharmesh
Karak.
bhai, very typical Punjabi question. Okay. And this question, a lot of Punjabis have asked me this question. When we say
Yeah.
liquor, is it Shukra or is it Rahu? Or do we say Scotch is Shukra and Desi is Rahu? How do we discriminate that?
The quantity make the difference. Here only
Okay.
the
Beautiful.
quantity makes the difference.
Beautiful. Yes,
So as
Rahul.
I told you that it is only giving you offer.
Right.
If you are only see, there are so many people, not only Punjabis, but many people I've seen, they always have a one peg or what is called as a
Punjabis never have
limited
one,
means
sir. Punjabis
daily.
never have.
Yeah, they never face a problem.
Right.
But you want a Patiala peg, you want a continuous, then it's a Rahu. Because Venus and Rahu is very close, we all know. So what happens if you are controlled with your luxury comfort, you are Venus. But if you out of the control, it lead you toward the Rahu. Because it's a mentor of all the devils. So one after another, the devils will come out. So that is
Sir, I
the
just want to
problem.
clap. The Punjabi in me wants to give you a standing ovation. This video is going viral all over Punjab. I'm 100% sure. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Great, great. Now
Yes.
coming to Venus in 8th. Okay. Badnaam Khana. Although
Yeah.
I am not very afraid of the 8th, it's the 12th that scares me. 8th, but Venus
Yeah.
in 8th is a
Again,
very
eighth
tricky
house.
gentleman. Yes.
See what happened that people again scare of a eighth house. Eighth house, see, it is a negative house in the sense of a fear only. It is only creating fear. And when Venus in the eighth house, you will always have a fear that today what I enjoy, does it continue for the life or not? Only thing is that it will secure your life because it's a Sanjivani. As we know that Sukracharya has brought the Sanjivani, and that is why in the Dev and Danav war, the Danav are creating and they are
Yes.
not dying, just putting the one drop. That is a Sanjivani. So Venus in eighth house means you have a long life, but
Mhm.
always having a fear that what I enjoy, does it sustain? What I enjoy, does it sustain? So that kind of a fear. See, in eighth house, all planet gives the fear. Venus give a fear related to your luxury, comfort, and lifestyle. So people are enjoying, are getting all the things, but always having a fear. Does it will sustain? Does it will not vanish? So they always like to be secure in the terms of all kind of a pleasure. So only this thing is keeping them negative. Otherwise, for lifespan, it is always been good.
Yeah.
You'll be happy. long lifespan if the Venus in the
I've
12th house,
always seen a
8th
lot
house.
of extramaritals with the eighth house Venus for some reason.
See, 8th house is a house of Indriya, where see for the female the egg created, and for male where the real that's sperm is being produced. So it is always being tempting. As I told you that it's all the gland. See, the ovary is also a biggest glands in the female.
Right.
So that is because of the Venus, and that is why for the male it is always being said that need a female for the marriage, for the procuring a child. That is a ovary, that is a Venus. So that Venus in the eighth house, yes, you have a too much of an inclination of an Indriya Sukha. Now it is not restricted to the only eighth house related to the sexual, but you have always a more of what you have enjoyment in the life, and that create this fear in your things that what I enjoy should not go. The same story of eight as a Kalpurus as a Scorpio. See, for the Scorpio, we always say that is the Scorpion female always eat the male Scorpio after the sex. Why?
Right.
Because she believed that whatever the enjoyment I got, others should not go. That limited thought they have. So same you can see in the Venus in the eighth house.
Great, great, beautiful. Now coming to the last part, 12th house Venus. Very, very tricky. Very tricky. I've seen
Yeah, there,
sannyasis and I've seen sinners. My goodness.
yeah, there I also believe that it is not good.
Yeah.
Because see, everything is made for you, it is also made for others. When you are one is having a Venus in 12th house, they see, they feel that everything is made for themselves, they enjoy and they spoil. There is something called as a sustainable development. You should not exploit the resources to the extent. I've seen multimillionaires having a Venus in 12th house. They enjoy the luxury comfort in to the extent, like always having a five-star stay, five-star lifestyle, all the cars and luxury. See, ultimately, what happens that all are waste. Even though you where the any clock will show you the time, but what they do, they're doing all the luxury lifestyle, and ultimately, when body doesn't, because 12th house is a body waste.
Shit.
It is a first house, 12th house. So it is always creating more of the body waste. It's a carbon. See, Venus is, you should think in other way that Venus is a carbon, what normally we exhale, what we
Right.
normally exhale, that you consume more than what happens there, that you know, that you are combining carbon, more carbon in your body, more carbon to the nature, like carbon footprint. They are using so much vehicles. You need only one, but they keep three, four vehicle.
Yeah.
What is the use of this? This is a 12th house Venus where they spend, they do all the addiction, everything, because they think that this is a lifestyle, and whereby they are using or misusing resources and creating the damage to their own self, because it's a 12 to their body. 12th house is always the excess use of body. See, all our energies, calories, we believe that we should consume 2200 to 2400 calories. But when Venus in 12th house, they are consuming daily 3000, 3500 calories. That some or the other day makes your body weak. So that is the 12th house Venus in exact things. People say they are spendy, they are doing all the expenses. It's okay, but what the ultimate lastly affect to the human body is they overexert their needs.
Right.
You know, the weightlifting and this bodybuilders, they consume so much proteins, they all the everything, and you see the what happens with them after the 40 years and 50 years.
Mhm.
They can't sustain because they have used so
Right.
much of their bodies,
Right.
they show off so much of their body, and now they are nowhere. So it is Venus in 12th house is misuse of resources, what I see, for yourself and for the nature.
Mm. Great, great.
Yes, sir.
So I know we have very limited time. It was so sweet of you. But before you go, for the benefit of our viewers, I'll ask your three favorite remedies: peace of mind, money,
Sure.
relationships.
See, peace of mind. I always give the solution for the peace of mind that use silver and camphor. I use the camphor daily, and that gives too much of mental peace. So, by keeping the camphor in your pocket,
Mhm.
nearby your clothes, your books, everywhere, so
Okay.
that you will be always been relaxed. The moon has a three remedy. One has a silver.
Okay.
That silver bar 25 gram, 20 gram, you put in the water pot.
Okay.
That will give you too much because when you drink the water, because
Wow.
nowadays that silver doesn't come pure. That pure
Wow.
is only that chokon or square that you put into the water and drink that water. It will give you mental peace.
Mhm.
Or camphor. This two works very good. Even the sometimes pearl doesn't give because it's a very small and you
Okay.
cannot hold your such a big mind into small pearl. But
Correct.
pearl is also one of a remedy, but it suits someone doesn't suit. But the
Correct.
silver always suit with the. It's a high conductor. Silver we all know it's a high conductor.
Yes.
So by putting the silver into the water, water becomes very pure, very cold, and that gives your mind very peaceful and camphor. This too is a very good remedy for the mental peace and removing the anxiety.
Take care.
Mm.
Second, money.
For the money, there are so many remedies.
Mhm.
I also in my video also given one yantra also for the money. But
Mhm.
for the money, because it's related to the second house, related to your house. So in house, the magnet, the magnet,
Chumbak.
north
Yes.
south
Yes.
magnet comes.
Ji,
So
ji.
wherever chumbak, wherever
Ji.
you are keeping the money, just keep the one magnet.
Oh,
We
wow.
all know the attraction part is north
Mm-hmm.
and not attraction part is south. So always keep attraction part on the north, or they give the color blue and red. So
Ji.
red color down and blue color up.
Okay.
That magnet everyone should keep in their locker or anywhere they are keeping the money. It
Mhm.
will always have a power of attracting the things.
Mhm.
And one another thing is that keep one 500 or 1000, because today now 2000 is the biggest note.
Ji,
So
ji.
keep one 2000 note near to your door where nobody can see. So every day when you go and when you come, you should focus on this, because this is a good remedy. Many people keep in their diaries and every time
Mhm.
they think and visualize. The
Yes.
visualization of this also good. By
Ji,
keeping money yantra, all this yantra is okay,
ji.
but they have a limitation. Whereas magnet is the best remedy that I have
Oh,
seen.
wow.
Many in the Vastu also I kept that. Keep small magnet in your money place, and you will find that money is attracting, going less and coming more.
I am buying a
So
big
that is
magnet tomorrow. I'm buying a big one. Okay,
good,
great.
good to say.
Uh,
It's a really good book.
ji, relationships.
Yeah, relationship. The best is any fragrance
Mhm.
or flowers, because flowers is the best we have seen in the relationship. Whenever you go and meet someone, greet someone, you always offer a flower.
Right,
The flower has a flower remedies also there. It always absorb the negativity. So
right.
southwest corner or any of your bedroom, you can keep a fresh flower. See that
Mhm.
gendaka flower, that is a
Right, right.
marigold flower, keep for 3 4 days, or
Mhm.
any good fragrance flower you will always been see. See South India, you will always find they always give put the flowers near to their
Yes,
door,
yes,
main
yes,
door,
yes,
and inside also they do rangolis with the flowers.
yes.
So flowers is the best remedy. Many people keep the flower vase and flowers in this. This is very good for the relationship. So it will always attract. When people are sick, also you offer the flower. When you want to greet them, you give the flower
Right.
garland. So all these things, flower is always good to keep the relationship. Right, in
Excellent.
marriage
Yes,
also
yes,
you
yes, yes,
exchange the garland of
yes.
flowers, or you offer the bouquet. So
Excellent.
flowers is the
Excellent.
best remedy for keeping a good relationship. Or
Great.
fragrance. See,
Great.
fragrance may be artificial, but
Mhm.
flowers will be a real. So you
Right.
keep the good fragrance flower, or any flower will always attract all the negativity and give you a fresh look in the
Excellent.
relationship.
Excellent. So, so honored, so happy, so glad to have you, sir. And I'll keep bugging you. I'll keep bothering you. I'll keep asking you to come again and again. You are one of the
Anytime,
most
sir.
loved astrologers on internet. And I am just blown away by your kindness and your humility, sir. I bow to you. Consider me your
Thank you,
bacha.
sir.
Trust
Thank you
me.
very much.
And with this, I'm going to end this. But very soon, I'm going to ask you to come back. I'm sure in the comments,
Anytime,
people are
sir.
going to go after my life. So there are many things which we need to learn from you. Namaskar, sir. So kind of you.
Sure,
So
sir.
honored.
Dhanyavad. Namaste.